Hi guys, welcome to your library at home. It's me, Elda. Tonight we're going to make a really fun, you guys can see this, Edgar Allen Poe-inspired wreath. I showed you this last week. Super fun, super easy, and actually pretty inexpensive to make. So thanks for watching tonight, and we're going to get started. And I will show you the supplies that you're going to need for the project tonight. So the first thing that you are going to need is one of these wreaths. This is like a straw wreath. It's kind of wrapped in plastic. $6. You can usually use a coupon, so pretty inexpensive. So you're going to need a wreath. You're going to need a stick, probably from your backyard. You're going to need, fun part, a crow. You can get these, you can get them online, probably Amazon, Party City, whatever. So you're gonna need a crow or raven, if we're talking about Edgar Allan Poe. You are going to need some jute or twine. You'll need some scissors. You're going to need, okay, so we're gonna use book pages. Here's the deal. Find yourself a book that is damaged. For example, something that maybe looks like, unfortunately, this is a super cool book too. Really cool old book. But the spine is broken, so it is not repairable. I saved it from going in the dumpster. Same with these guys. And okay, so these two were kind of both in the same situation. And literally, this is what I have left. So don't feel bad about using an old book if you're saving it from the dumpster. So you're gonna need an old book, and I have two different sizes. I have a smaller book. So you want like this is probably about 5 inches, and then maybe a book that's about 7 inches. So two different size books, hot glue gun, and I have regular tape and double stick tape. You don't need to use all these. I'll show you, just find whichever works for you. I like to use a combination of the tape and the glue gun. You're gonna need some type of Spanish moss, any kind of moss. We're gonna use this to hide all of our glue. So Spanish moss or moss. And I found this is not absolutely necessary. However, I embellished mine with these little spiders. So some kind of little creepy thing that would maybe be crawling around your raven wreath. Okay, pretty simple. I'm gonna say this whole wreath will probably cost you maybe $10. It's pretty inexpensive to make. All right, so the first thing that you're gonna wanna do, and you're going to need to do this, so you're gonna wrap your wreath in the larger sheets. You're going to roll big and little book pages. And all of it requires you to crinkle up your book pages, okay? So you wanna crinkle them up. I usually roll them like that once or twice and kinda, this is gonna be loud, but I roll it along the edge of my paper to kind of flatten it. So for everything that you need, you're probably gonna need about 30 pages of the big and probably about 20 of the little. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera down and show you how we're gonna do this. I've already started this, and this is actually, you guys, perfect project, like rolling the book pages is perfect project to do if you're watching HGTV, because that always motivates me, but I never actually really do obviously all the HGTV projects. So sit and roll your pages to prepare for this. So what you want to do, if you can see, I have covered my wreath with the book pages. So what you can do is, so there's kind of a front side and a back side. So this will be your back side, and you can literally just go ahead, take your tape, and tape these pages on. You won't really see the tape because, like I said, this is wrapped in, kind of wrapped in like a plastic saran wrap. So I just go ahead quickly, tape these on. Angled, they don't have to be perfect. You don't want them perfect actually, so just go ahead and quickly wrap these. And then, okay, so you're gonna eventually, hi Janet, like my book, you're gonna eventually go all the way around your pages, and then you can either take your smaller pages or rip in half, and you just wanna cover up that edge. So this is where I'm going to use my double stick tape to flatten these that I quickly taped on. So just go ahead and put some double stick tape. And like I said, this doesn't have to be perfect. This is going to be the back side of our wreath. So now I'm just going to tape over that and cover up all these spots here. So just go ahead, cover up all your spots. All right, and a couple left right here. So we're just gonna tape this on. And I kind of just go ahead all the way around after I get these taped on, and I sort of kind of crunch them down a little bit. Just sort of flatten it. And this is where you can go through, like right here. I would probably go through, put a little hot glue on there, and just smooth it out. And that'll get it nice and secure. So anywhere we have a little bit sticking up when you're all done, just go through, glue those little corners down. I like to use a hot glue because it's actually at this part the quickest. All right, so we got. And don't worry on your front if you have a few spots, because you are going to cover those up. That's up to you. If you actually want to cover them up, you can. It's not necessary because you're going to actually put more pages on it. Okay, so we've got like 2 more spots right here. I'm going to go ahead and cover these up. I'm going to use hot glue for this one right away, because hot glue really does work the fastest on this. So just go ahead. Cover it up. They could be sideways, they could be upside down. There's no right or wrong. Go ahead and cover this little spot up, and then we have completed the outside of the wreath. One last spot. And I've got this little half sheet that's perfect. So now we've got the whole wreath covered up, and like I said, this is where you, except for one little spot. I can take a little page, cover that up with a little page. There we go. I don't know if you guys can tell too, this book is pretty old and it is kind of browning, which I think makes this even more fun. All right, so this is where you go through now one more time, last time, and just make sure all your little pages are down. It's okay if they're not all, and it's okay if it's a little messy. All right, so now I'm going to flip it over. Here's my front side. Look at that. You probably would want to cover up. So let's cover up this last one, and then we've got it all. Kind of nice, I can see on the camera that I saw very well that was missing. Time to reload the glue stick. And I'm just gonna lay this one right across here. Okay, so now I officially have it all covered. So there you go. So now what you want to do is you want to, this is where you're going to roll your big and your little pages. So same thing, like I said, you want to go ahead and crinkle up your pages. And this is the part that you just sit, watch TV, and just crinkle up your pages. All right, and then the little ones, I'm going to go ahead and roll, and I am just going to, you could do tape or glue, just put a little dab so that it's just like a little tube like that. Hi, Natalie. So just roll up little ones you want to attach. You could use tape, you could use glue. I think the glue is faster. So I'm not afraid of a glue gun. Okay, so you want to go ahead and roll them up so you have a nice pile of rolled up small and little book pages. I think you need about 30 to 35 of the big ones and 15 to 20, I think that's about right for the little. So just keep rolling them until you get a whole bunch. So as you can see, I've been busy. I've been rolling for a while. So here's the fun part. There's no right or no wrong on this, okay? But what I like to do, if you come across some that you want to crunch up a little more, go ahead. So these guys are just rolled. Some of them are taped, some aren't. You're gonna go ahead with your glue gun and you're just gonna lay them down. And I did kind of groups of 3s and 4. So I'm gonna do 3 vertical, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go across and do 3 horizontal. The only thing you wanna try to do is make sure you get where the pages are showing. It doesn't so much matter on the bottom, because we're gonna go ahead. So you wanna just go across all the way. I'm just gonna put a bunch of glue, because this part goes really fast. You just wanna lay down your book pages, mostly the bigs on the bottom, kind of rotate horizontal, vertical. I think it doesn't really matter, but they kind of fit better on the wreath. All right, so now we're gonna go this way, and you do this all the way around a wreath. And you guys can see this part goes really, really fast. I was gonna have one somewhat finished, but I thought this is kind of fun. This is the part I like doing, because like I said, oops, don't knock them down like that. All right, and just give them all a quick push. Make sure they're all on there pretty good. I'm gonna put a lot of glue on this so we can get these 2 sections done. All right, we're going this way. As you can see, we are almost done with the first layer. Oop, I stuck a little one in there. Not that it matters, but I'm gonna move that one over. And see, these guys, I taped 3 together, so we got a little bunch already. So if you wanna go ahead, you can tape them in bunches of 3s, and then they glue on even quicker. All right, so that is just about our first layer. Just give everything a push, make sure they're all down there good. As you can see, that glue works pretty good. This one's unrolling, so I'm gonna tape it down a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and put just a couple more right here. All right, so that's what you do with your bigger book pages. So the whole wreath is now covered with the big book pages. And then just go through kind of like we did on the other one. If you have any that are slightly unrolling, just add a little glue, secure them. All right, we've got our first layer. So for the second layer, you're rolling your little pages. And what you wanna do once you get these guys, I made a bunch of bundles already, but what you wanna do is, and you can rotate a few big, a few little. Just take a little piece of rope and tie it together. And if it's easier for you, go ahead and tape them together. All right, and then you're going to just, so we've got a couple bundles. I already made a bunch. And I've mixed, like I said, I've mixed bigs and littles together, so no right or no wrong, it's all how you like it. But you just wanna go ahead and tie these guys together. Get your bundles. You need probably about 10 of these. Do one more. And then we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna glue these down. And if you want, you can put a little tape on the back. So now just go ahead on top of these guys and start gluing bundles that are tied together. And this is where you get to be creative and do it how you want. They can rotate, they can go horizontal, vertical, however you want to fill in your space. just a clump of glue. Put it right on there. Don't worry about the glue showing too, because remember that's what the moss is for. And you can see how fast this goes. This is a pretty quick, fun project. All right, a few short on that one. Oop, I lost one here. Where'd this one come from? All right, so now I'm just gonna tie a couple more together. And then it's time to put on moss and our crow. All right, so just keep going all the way around. All right, I think we need one more to fill in this spot. So I'm going to type one more. Hi, Courtney. Okay, last one. Okay, so, like I said, go through now. Just make sure everybody's nice and secure. Everything's glued down well. So when you hang it up, you don't want anything falling off. Now I'm gonna go through and just grab, this is messy, but this part's kind of fun. So now I'm gonna go through, like I see a little piece of tape right here. I'm just gonna throw some moss in there. I'm pretending like this is part of the raven's nest. And just fill in wherever you have glue or tape, anything you want to hide. Just go through and fill that in. All right, that's all I'm going to do for now. So we've got our bundles, we've got our little moss on there. Here's my super fun stick from my yard. And I got a jumbo crow for this one because I thought he was pretty cool looking. So now you just want to fit your, just go through and fit how, put your stick on how it fits. You're going to use a lot of glue for your stick. All right. Don't be afraid to use a lot because remember that's what moss is for. And I'm also going to go through and tie it on just to secure it a little more. The stick's pretty big, but actually, you can see that sticks on there pretty good now. All right, so now we've got our stick on, and all right, I thought it would be fun to use a super big crow. I'm actually gonna turn the camera up a little bit so you guys can actually see it a little better. There you go. Okay, so he's oversized, but I thought that was pretty cool. These guys usually have wires on their feet, which make it really easy. So I am just going to wire the crow's feet on to the stick. And I want him to pop out a little bit. All right. I'll have to show you guys when I hold it up. So he's now secure on there. And I'm going to go ahead and moss where I glued on the stick, because I know there's a lot of glue there. And I'm going to go ahead and moss where the crow's feet are. We're going to cover up all the wire. Or I'm sorry, wire and glue. I'm just going to let that sit on there. All right, now it's time for some spiders. Melissa, I thought you would like something like this. Okay, so now you're just gonna go ahead and put your spiders wherever you want. And these guys are really fun. I don't know if you can tell, but they're super glittery. So I thought that uncreeped it a tiny bit. And once again, glue your spiders on where you want to cover up any moss. The other kind of cool thing that I did on the first one that I made, so these spiders come in this black bag, and there's this, I don't know if you guys can see this, it's like this fun black netting. So I went ahead and I put some of that black netting on there just to kind of give it a little bit more spooky, creepy looking, because it's kind of fun. And this is where you guys just put as many or as little as you want. Remember, moss and spiders do a great job covering up glue. So the hot glue also, you guys, makes this like spider webby. I know you guys have used it. It's up to you if you want to take it off. It kind of looks like spider webs when you're done. Anyways, that's it. We're done. Super easy. I'm gonna turn the camera up. Oops, sorry. And move it back a little so you can see this because we're pretty close. So here you have it. Your Edgar Allen Poe book page wreath. The Raven. Pretty fun, super easy, pretty inexpensive. Thank you guys, because I noticed some of you guys have been sending in samples of some of the projects that you're doing, which is really fun for me to see. So thank you. If you guys decide you're gonna make a Edgar Allan Poe wreath, send in some pictures. I would love to see them. Thank you, Lynn. Also, you guys, next week, we are going to be making a spooky front door, or I'm gonna hang it on my porch, but grab an old frame and some more stuff with what we're using tonight. We're gonna make a really fun wreath. Thanks, Lori. Anyways, thanks guys for watching. Have a good night, and I will see you next week. Bye.